Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. Today is day 4 of the 31 days of Halloween horror. Our 30 days after October. Yeah, so it's the fourth day in the 31 days of horror. If you didn't know what I was doing there, so yeah, it's fun. We're already off to an interesting start. We've done 3 movies. We're on to the fourth one. Fourth one is something everybody knows and everybody seems to think is the better of the movies, and that is Evil Dead 2. I'll be honest. This one isn't right up there. I'm not the biggest. I love Evil Dead movies, but Evil Dead 2 is too much of a comedy and not enough horror for me. It's just too weird and zany. I mean, there's a lot of Three Stooges gags in there. There's a lot of, like, slapstick. And after a while, you're just kind of like, yeah, okay, I get it. You know, it's weird, but I like the original Evil Dead better than Evil Dead 2. And to the other people that think that this is a remake of the first movie, it's not. So here's how the story goes down. When Sam Raimi made Evil Dead 2, he did not have the rights to Evil Dead, to use clips from Evil Dead to tell the story on why Bruce Campbell was up there at that cabin. So, Sam Raimi reshot, important parts and kind of moved them around to get around. Instead of finding the tape recorder in the basement, they found it in another room, so he's not getting sued. Everyone thinks, oh, they went back up to a cabin. They didn't go back up to a cabin. It's the same cabin. It's the same story. It's the minute the demon goes through the door and launches Bruce Campbell into the air and his head's going all wild like that through the bushes. That's the point where the second movie picks up. 7 minutes and 10 seconds into the film, the second movie starts. So the movie is really only an hour and 17 minutes long. Because it's an hour and 24 minutes, but if you take off that beginning, it's an hour and 17. It's an okay movie. Like I said, I prefer the first movie a lot better. It's a lot more of the horror rather than the comedy, This movie is more of a comedy than anything, and no, it's not a horror comedy because those don't exist. If you like a movie that makes you laugh and it has horror elements in it, it's a comedy. If you like a movie that freaks you out and it's very horror-centric, it's a horror movie. That's just it. That's the way it is. There's no two ifs, ands, and buts about it, because if you're laughing at the movie, not, intentionally, if there's comedy right into it, it's a comedy. And that's what this movie is. It's a comedy. It's a good movie. I like Bruce Campbell. I do like the makeup that they put on Bruce Campbell to lift the ridge. Evil Ash in this movie. They got the lifted ridges around the eyes. I think that looks really cool. But yeah, that's this pretty much is my Day 4 movie. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. I threw it on there because I did Evil Dead last year, so this year I'm doing Evil Dead 2. Next year will probably be Army of Darkness, which, again, isn't much of a horror movie, but I'm just trying to, if I do a movie, I try to do the sequel the following year. This year, I've got a few movies that are actually all sequels. There's a movie and then the 2 sequels that follow it in the same year. This year, but they're spread out, so it's not like one on top of the other on top of the other. But yeah, so this is my Day 4 movie. Check out the people that are doing this. I made a list at the end of the film. At the end of the movie. I made a list at the end of this video of people I know that are doing it, and I haven't, I know that there's other people doing it too. I just haven't got around to updating the list. Check them out. Tony Has 9 Fingers is doing independent films, all alphabetical. That guy's insane. Steven from Super Retro Throwback Reviews is doing a themed one. Check him out. There's others. There's Dave Maggot. He's doing one. Like I said, just check out the list at the end. You know, and always like, subscribe, share, and comment. I always want to know what you have to say. And when you do subscribe, ring that bell. As always, I am the 13th Wolfman, and of course, I'm on the prowl.